So 3 minutes late, Galen. Good to see everybody. Hey guys, welcome to another live stream. How's everyone doing? I am fashionably late. In the Ram household, my 3-year-old daughter discovered Thriller by Michael Jackson for the first time. And we probably watched it 80,000 times already, and seeing her try to imitate his moves is pretty hilarious. But if I hear that song one more time, I think I'm going to explode. What's up, Mike B? Welcome, welcome. Oh no, we have a travesty. I actually have to go grab hydration. I can't have a stream with no hydration. It won't work. I'll be parched in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to be more than 3 minutes late. Don't go anywhere. All right, we had a false start. Hydration secured. Actually, double hydration secured. Just in case, this video brought to you by Ozarka. What's everyone wearing tonight? How's everyone doing? Rich Dushan. That's right. Good evening, everybody. Tomorrow is actually a holiday here in the States. It is President's Day. So yes, we have the day off. That's why I can do a late night stream. What's happening, Dre? Is vintage Derby aftershave wearable as a perfume? Probably it is. Yeah, I would say it's probably wearable as a perfume. I just never went down the aftershave route. Although some of those old aftershaves, man, they very well may outshine some of the modern EDTs. You might be a little shocked by the performance. It might be better than you think. I never went down the aftershave route personally. I just always went for the eau de toilettes. But the aftershaves are so much cheaper. Yes, that's right. I know. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to do the 3,000 sub video all over again in a couple months for this outrage, this travesty. I know, you guys holding me accountable. Actually, I said 10:30 Central Time. The dose of Ram, that's right. Testing new fragrances. We're actually doing 3 houses tonight. We're going to finish off the Parfums Cortana sample set, which we only have Wolfsbane and the brand new one from last year, Ierofante left, which this is the one I'm most excited about. And we have the house of Elisire. Elisire is a house I've actually never smelled before. And these are thanks to Shiva. He sent me these. And one of them is Desired. And the one that I'm really excited about is the one GMG's been raving about. And it is Extrait Noir. And apparently Extrait Noir has the same captive molecule that is in Gucci Guilty Absolute. We've talked about this captive molecule before. It's in Gucci Guilty Absolute, and it's in it is in Opus XI. And so it's this, I think it's called wood leather, if memory serves. Let me look it up. Wood leather. 2017. Yep, it is. It's wood leather. So this wood leather captive molecule is apparently in Opus 11. It's in Gucci Guilty Absolute, and these two smell very similar. And it is in this Extrait Noir, which just came out a couple years ago. So this is the newest of the trio, but GMG's been raving about this Extrait Noir. So I have very high hopes. Hey, Will, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for being here. Isn't it a classic? I mean, I can't tell you how long it's been since I've actually watched the whole video, and today I probably watched it 50 times. Every time it was done, she wanted to watch it again. Excuse me. Hey, Ajay, what's happening? Excuse me whilst I hydrate should be on a t-shirt. Yes, that's right. We need Ram Duck merch. You wouldn't believe how parched talking for hours actually makes your throat. You wouldn't think it would be. But it is. It's true. Creed Aventus. Ah, beautiful. I usually like to wear that in the spring and summer, but I love Aventus, especially the older bottles. Green Irish tweed on one arm, cool water on the other, doing a comparison. What's the verdict? I've never actually done that comparison, Sonny, so I'm curious what your verdict is. Scent of the day was Le Lion, but scent of the night is Extrait Noir. Please, Ram, don't hurt my feelings. Oh, that's good stuff. I'm sure it won't be shite. I'm actually looking forward to it. It might be the one I'm most looking forward to. Logue Sense, what's up, man? Good to see you. Scent of the day is Mousse Illuminé. That's a good one. I have my bottle under lock and key, but I do really like the House of Rogue. I hear a rather muffled thud, heavily carpeted floor in the throne room in case of unfortunate events. Oh, yes, that's right. No, the carpet is pretty thick up here, just in case I drop anything. Although I have dropped stuff on the lip of this cabinet before, and yeah, if you go check out my Francesca Bianchi, I forget which one it was. One of the three videos, the thumbnail is actually, and there's a Francesca Bianchi playlist you can go check out, but one of them is actually a broken sample because it landed directly on the lip of these sliding doors. So yeah, even with the padded muffled carpet, it still doesn't help sometimes. Sampling Angelo's Creations Olfactifs. They have so many perfumes that are right up your alley. Vetiveria Animalis compared to Jedi. That is a big comparison, Will. Lude and Queer Fluorescent, just to name a few. I don't think I've ever heard of that house, Will, but I'll put them on the to sniff list, man. I have a desired decant here as well, but no spoilers. Okay, so you can sniff right along with us. These will all be first impressions for me. I was instructed to wear something normal. Oh, that's good stuff. Don't you just love that? My wife pretty much gave up instructing me to wear stuff that's normal. Well, not having a full bottle is already a spoiler. Ah, okay. I gotcha. Yo, Scent of the Night, 31 Rue Cambon. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the warmer weather here in Texas to start wearing that. I wore, and I actually put the bottle back under lock and key because I wasn't planning on spraying it again, but I did a video on it, or I did a video with it in the thumbnail. It was part of a top 10 list that I did today on real musk fragrances, and it was Musk Lave, beautiful Mysore sandalwood, lavender, and real musk. Very different from the other Arige Ladore musk perfumes that I'm used to smelling, but it has this very vintage feel to it. It feels a little bit like you're smelling, you know, a vintage Guerlain, a vintage Chanel, just especially in the dry down. Something about that creamy Mysore sandalwood, probably because we haven't had it in designer releases in decades. Whenever you smell it in a fragrance, and some of the ingredients that he used in Musk Lave were like from the 1920s. They were vintage materials. So the perfume just came out smelling very vintage. And I dig it. I like it. I don't think I liked it as much as the other musk fragrances. Well, of course I didn't, because I did a ranked list today, so you know exactly which ones I like more. But it was very good. It was a good first full wearing for Musk Lave. So I hope you guys like that video. I'm sure that'll get a lot of play, the real musk, and then I'll do a second fragrance video maybe tomorrow or the day after on the synthetic musks, which I don't think are necessarily bad. I think there's some good synthetic musk fragrances. It's just different. You just can't recreate what the real musk does in a fragrance. So hard to describe, you know. Someone described it as chocolatey in the comments, and there can be a chocolatey side, there can be a powdery side, there can be a leathery, animalic furriness, this weightlessness, and also density. It's such a hard note. Real musk is maybe one of the hardest notes that I've ever had to truly describe. You know, it's something else. It is something else. Let's see. Well, so where should we start? I guess we should start at the beginning, with good old Parfums Cortana. Yesterday, if you watched my my Parfums Cortana video yesterday, you will know that I came across, there was a lot of good. I will say that there was a lot of good from Parfums Cortana. Nothing really great, but there was a lot of good, some solid stuff. But the bad yesterday, Digitalis was, oh my God. Digitalis was maybe one of the worst fragrances that I've ever smelled. I would put it up there with the two Xerjoffs that I truly hated, Symphonium, and I also really, really hated Italica from my Xerjoff blind sniffing. Is Zafiro included in your samples, Ram? Don't miss the that champagne frankincense opening. Zafiro. Is Zafiro one we're going to talk about today? It is not one we're going to talk about today, but there are 6 more Xerjoff fragrances left that I have not talked about yet between the 2 full live stream videos that I've dedicated to Xerjoff within the last week or so. So there will be another entire video dedicated to 6 new Xerjoffs on top of these 2. And Zafiro is in those 6. So maybe tomorrow we can do it. I just wanted to split it up. I didn't want to do Xerjoff, you know, just there's only so much a man can take. You know, I should be getting hazard pay for this shit. Sticking these Xerjoffs on my skin. GIT is better than cool water. The issue is when you smell the opening of both and do one sniff right after the other, you get a bit confused. After 20 minutes, it becomes clear. Clear water sucks. Cool water sucks. Okay. Yeah. I don't think it's. I wonder if it's just kind of fell off with the reformulations. Like, I wonder how good vintage cool water was. You know, like I would love to do a vintage cool water comparison to vintage green Irish tweed. It's just so hard to find those older bottles, and cool water being a freshie, they usually don't hold up as well. So yeah, I never went for it. Hey, Kevin, good evening. How's Lakeland, Florida treating you, brother? How is Lakeland, Florida treating you? Tomorrow it's going to be 80. It's going to be 80. What did I see? It's going to be 82 tomorrow. It's going to be 86 here in Texas on Tuesday. That's pretty damn hot. I'm still in the, I want to wear my thick fragrances mode. You know, I want to wear my heavy winter fragrances still. All right, let's start with Wolfsbane. It's good old Wolfsbane on the skin. Let me make a note of this so I don't forget which is what. But yes, if you would like a laugh, apparently people really enjoy the negative fragrance feedback. Go watch my live stream from yesterday. Towards the end, there was a fragrance called Digitalis that was rancid. It was bad. Someone said for that reaction alone that Joseph Cortana probably regrets sending this sample set to me, but can't help it. I have I have this thing where I just, you know, I'm terrible at hiding my first impressions. Whatever I feel, it's coming out. So Wolfsbane, we're hoping Wolfsbane is going to be. We're hoping Wolfsbane is going to be. I have strong hopes for Wolfsbane because it's one of the only masculines, one of the few masculines in the whole Les Potions Fatales, the Fatal Potions line. And so if you're not familiar with this house, this Parfums Cortana house, in 2016, they released a line of fragrances that each one basically had a note that was a poisonous flower of some sort. And so Wolfsbane, let's see. It's one of the most toxic plants found in the UK. The toxins in Wolfsbane can cause a slowing of the heart rate, which could be fatal, and even eating a very small amount can lead to an upset stomach. Its poison can also act through contact with the skin, particularly through open wounds. Apparently, all parts of the plant is poisonous, fatal, and your tongue goes numb. You have tingling of the mouth, nausea, vomiting, breathing becomes harder and labored. Pulse and heartbeat become weak and irregular. Skin gets cold and clammy. Okay, good stuff. So let's put some on our skin, shall we? Good old Wolfsbane. Let's spray this stuff. All right. Okay. This might have been the best one if I had done it yesterday. This got left out to today, but I'm glad it lived up to my high expectations so far. I like the opening for sure. The opening is almost like imagine like a green take on a castoreum fragrance. So you guys know castoreum is one of my favorite notes. Anytime I see castoreum, it's like I know it's going to be a hitter. I know it's going to be a banger for me personally. There's just something about that, metallic zing that castoreum gives to a fragrance. It just it adds a bit of warmth, a bit of leatheriness. Sorry, I bit my tongue yesterday, and it's still kind of bothering me as far as talking goes. I sound like I have a lisp. That's why this side of my tongue is pretty much out of commission. But there's also this beautiful fig leaf and absinthe note that blend together here with cumin, angelica root, cedar wood, tuberose. But the tuberose is very, I would say, kind of in the background, kind of the way that the tuberose is used in Dessandra's from Eugene's fragrance line. It's there, but it's really a not even a secondary note, a thirdary note. It's in the back, which is how I like my tuberose. There's tobacco flower, castoreum, benzoin, sandalwood, prunal, vetiver, white fawn lily, and black truffle. And so let's see what the Parfums Cortana website has to say about Wolfsbane. So it says Wolfsbane. This is the most expensive of all of the ones I've talked about so far from the Fatal Potions line. It is $195 for 50 mils. And it says beastly psychedelic blend of absinthe, dark wood, black truffles, and spiced plum. So that animalic absinthe green feeling reminds me a little bit of if you kind of blended, like imagine if you took Memoir Man and blended it with Memoir Woman and kind of added them together, you would kind of get in the ballpark of what I'm smelling in Wolfsbane. This is good. This might be my favorite one from the entire house that I've smelled so far. I like that. That's good. let's see. It has this little thing on the website that says, what are the critics saying about Wolfsbane? The opening for Wolfsbane is a sharp, bone-dry, and cutting combination of ginger and angelica root with cumin. The cumin's here, but I'm getting much more of the green notes in the opening, like fig leaf, the absinthe, and then imagine you're smelling it kind of mixed with this benzoin castoreum. And this is very wearable, though. Don't think it's, don't think the castoreum makes it unwearable. This is a wearable take on an animalic fragrance. Unique, different. I like this one. I like this one a lot. So bone dry and cutting combination of ginger and angelica root with cumin and fig leaf, adding high and low notes. The accords are all done extremely well. They marry together in an insinuating, vaguely psychotropic way that will delight fig fans especially. I am getting a lot of fig. Actually, if I was going to add a fig fragrance to the collection, I think this would be it. I can't think of another fig-based fragrance that would do what this is doing right now. I mean, most of the fig, like when I think of fig and I think of, something like Diptyque's fig fragrance. Diptyque has a fig called Philosykos, and Philosykos is just kind of too fresh for me. And that's a problem with a lot of fig fragrances for me, is they come across as kind of very fresh and kind of in the realm of like Dior Dune Pour Homme, right? If you've ever smelled Dior's Dune, I think there's a fig leaf in Dior Dune. And it's a good fragrance. It's just I don't need anything else like this. This does this for me, and I rarely even get the urge to wear this. But it is beautiful in the summer, to be fair. But this is much more interesting to me. I love scents that use that castoreum note well, and this one does. This is good. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I know I shit all over Digitalis yesterday, so I have to be fair, and I want to be balanced and honest, and this deserves its flowers. This is good. I don't know if it's $195 good, but maybe at discounters for $100, I'd grab a bottle. Sonny says, Anuj says he has cool water from the 2000s. Interesting. I don't know. I've never tried them. Enjoying the dry weather. Nice. Yeah, we're going to get some rain on Wednesday, I think. I don't have any of the musk you listed, but I've seen more than one unicorn there. What's the easiest to find? I'm already drained by vintage honey. Can't go down another rabbit hole. The easiest to find would be probably that Suga's Fiona, number 10, or Musk Habib, number 6 on the list, I believe it was. Musk Habib, you can just go buy. I was gutted, by the way. Some news came today about some of those Bortnikovs, and I was absolutely gutted if it's true. Scott sent me an email, Scott from Germany, who sent me, actually, he's the one who sent me these, Xerjoffs that come in this little packaging right here. He sent me these samples from Germany. And he said that on Bortnikov's website, well, first he said Parfumo shows Oud Monarch from Bortnikov discontinued. And I was like, what? No way. I don't believe it. And I went and looked, and sure enough, it does. And then he said Oud Maximus is discontinued. And I was like, no, he probably was just looking at the original Oud Maximus, which is shown discontinued forever. And I was like, nope, Parfumo says Oud Maximus 2020 is still available. He's like, I know, dude, but I'm saying it's discontinued from the Bortnikov website. It's not on there anymore. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So one of my favorite chocolate oud fragrances and one of my favorite just out and out oud fragrances, is gone. If that's true, that's an absolute kick in the nuts if those are discontinued. Beautiful day in the bay, scent of the day, Zizan Ormond Jane. I've never smelled that, Antonio. I haven't smelled a lot of the Ormond Janes. I do have Ormond Man, which is okay. But I don't think it's anywhere near interesting enough to go for the price it sells for. You have to get a deep discount like I did to make it worth it. New to the channel, love your content, outlook, and taste. Glad I found your channel. Thanks for that, Billy Ocean. Appreciate that, man. Sounds delightful. Yes, it is. If you're talking about Wolfsbane, it is. This is a good one. Actually, if you said right now, Ramsey, recommend one from Parfums Cortana, this would be it. I would pick this over even Bloodflower. It would be this or Bloodflower. Those would be the two that I think I would probably recommend. Although that Poppy Soma from yesterday was pretty good too, but I think Bloodflower and this one were my two favorites so far. But I'm hoping that we'll change that here in just a minute with Ierofante. I have high hopes for this. Persola's put this as one of his top 10 favorite perfumes from 2022. So I'm excited. I'm excited to try that. Folks turn to growing Wolfsbane for their protection, as superstition said that werewolves could be repelled by the plant or even tamed by it. Interesting. Very interesting. Hey, Ram. Welcome, man. Hey, Vlad. Nice to be here. Good to have you here. Wolfsbane note list sounds great. There's even Prunal, the backbone of Roche's Femme. It's good. This is good. This is good. I'm not going to lie. Who made this? This is made by the perfumer is Philippe Paparella Paris. What a name. Philippe Paparella Paris from Simrise. All of these are Simrise perfumers, by the way. But yes, this is good. This is I was hopeful, but I didn't have high hopes after Digitalis last night. Boy, that was rough. That was very rough. Digitalis smelled like a murky pond, like standing water, with like this disgusting peppery ozonic cucumber note. And, you know, it almost smelled like an animal died inside of the water, you know, so they were just decomposing in the water. I despise Digitalis. I can't believe they rolled with that one. Just recently started getting into perfumes, bought a couple indie fragrances from Andromeda's Curse. I've never smelled those, Skippy, but welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. Scent of the day was Spell 125. That's a beautiful fragrance. And on one of my honorary mentions, I mentioned, even though it doesn't have real musk in it, it smelled like it had real musk in it from Arise L'Adore. It was Siberian Summer from 2019. And that smells like Arise L'Adore does Spell 125. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't think I would buy a bottle of Spell 125 either. But if you ever see a partial of Siberian Summer and you like that DNA, go for it. That's what Spell 125 would be in a perfect world. Ordered Musk Habib today. Excellent. Glad to hear it, Billy. Whenever you're done, whenever you get a chance to sniff it, I'd love for you to report back and tell me what you make of it. I love it. I think it's one of the best real musk fragrances I've ever smelled. And it's technically a Chypre. I love Chypres. If you love Musk Habib and you absolutely just adore that style, there's another fragrance that Bortnikov has called Chypre du Nord. And actually, they both kind of smell very similar. Chypre du Nord also has real deer musk in it. I forgot. I probably could have even included that in the list today. I should have. It just hit me now that I said that. But Chypre du Nord kind of smells a little bit like Musk Habib since it has real deer musk in it. It's the same type I think that Bortnikov uses, and it's a Chypre, just like Musk Habib is, but there's just some slight differences here and there. So you don't need both. You know, if you own one, you know, you probably don't need the other. Like I have them both. You don't need them. It's kind of redundant. But if you really love that DNA, you could consider like Chypre du Nord a backup of Musk Habib, kind of. I know. I can't believe it. That is a kick to the nuts if that's true. That's it. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. If Scott's right, and I have no doubt, no reason to doubt him. You know, he took the time to pen me an email about it, so it must have been shocking. And I didn't even notice that Oud Monarch showed discontinued on Parfumo till he pointed it out. I was like, you got to be shitting me. And I thought maybe, that they were, gonna. I heard a lot of people with Oud Monarch. Someone reached out to me actually a month or two ago, and they were like, "Hey, man, have you ever smelled the new Oud Monarchs with the metal cap?" And I was like, "No, mine's the older one from the wood cap era." And they're like, "Man, a lot of people are saying these new ones kind of suck." And I was like, "Really? That doesn't sound like Bortnikov." And then they discontinued it. So maybe there was some truth to that. Maybe they just had a reformulation issue. I don't know. I have no clue. Vanille Havana, yeah, that's a good one, Pat. But I never fell in love with it like some people. I know Rich Mitch loves this stuff. Rich Mitch and Eugene absolutely love Vanille Havana. And I don't know, I'm a little bit torn on it. I did a video on Vanille Havana. And in the video, I remember saying how sweet this was in the opening. And that sweetness kind of shocked me a little bit because I was expecting Les Indemodables to be, you know, more of a niche house. And this kind of comes across in the opening smelling kind of redundant to something like Tobacco Vanille. Like you don't really need both. Now, this is clearly a little better materials than Tobacco Vanille, but the sweetness is kind of what I expected them to tone down in something like Vanille Havana. It almost seems like Vanille Havana to me, to my nose, okay, on my skin. It seems like this was kind of their version of a fragrance that was supposed to be like a big hit seller to the masses, you know, something the masses could kind of get behind and get interested in the house in. It just doesn't seem as niche, as interesting, as daring, as challenging as some of the other scents. Like I love Oriental Velours. I think that's my favorite from the house, but Ambre Sultan is also very good. Regarding Bortnikov, I'll email you something, a neat peek on something. The advantages of owning a channel, I'll tell you that. What's the best Egyptian musk? I have no clue. I don't know what Egyptian musk is, Skippy. Go watch my video today on top 10 best real musk fragrances. That's as good as I can get on real musk, Skippy. I'm sorry. Egyptian musk is, I have no clue how to tell the differences. Hey, Woozy. Welcome, brother. Have you sampled something from Min, New York? No. Nope, I have not. Sorry. So Scott, just real quick, Scott emailed me and said that Oud Monarch shows discontinued on Parfumo, and I was like, no shit, really? So I went and checked. Sure enough, it does, and I was like, well, that really sucks. And then he also said Oud Maximus shows discontinued. And I was like, nah, dude, you're probably looking at the regular Oud Maximus, because if you type in Oud Maximus on Parfumo, multiple options come up. The original Oud Maximus, which has been discontinued for years and years and years. And then there's also an Oud Maximus 2020 that you can click on. And I was like, you just got to click on the 2020 and you'll see. And he's like, no, I hear you, but I'm saying that even the Oud Maximus 2020 is also removed from the Bortnikov website. And I was like, ooh, what? So, yeah, that sucks. I get a strong banana note in the opening of Vanille Havana. That's interesting. I can't say I've ever gotten that, Woozy, but it's been a while since I've worn this. Oh, I don't know, man. I put Oud Maximus ahead of Lau Oud in the Bortnikov ranking that I did. But that's just because Oud Maximus has a very close place in my heart. It was one of my favorite first, like, real out and out Oud fragrances that I bought a couple years ago. Hello, FCM. Welcome, my friend. Lovely people indeed. I kept my damn collared shirt on for you guys. Terre Givre. I just got it today as a blind buy. It's a musk and citrus. Actually reminds me of Hermes Voyage. Surprised no one mentions that anywhere. I've never smelled it. Actually, I've never smelled any. The only Terre flanker that I never smelled Eau Intense Vetiver. I never smelled the one that got discontinued. Terre. What was the one that got discontinued? Terre Autre Fresh from 2014. I never smelled Eau Givre. And I do own the Parfum, though. I own an original version of the Parfum that came out in 2009. So I have a 2009 bottle of the Parfum, which is amazing. And I have a like a 2012 or 2013 bottle of Terre in 500 mils. So I'll never run out of that stuff. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe they were discontinuing it to then release a new one, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. Musa Lumine. Someone else just left a message. Said they were wearing Musa Lumine Babouche. Who was that? Ah, it was Lokesense. You guys are joined by Scent tonight. How lovely. Joined by Scent in the Ram stream. It's a beautiful thing. I prefer Oud Monarch. Oud Monarch is definitely easier to wear, I think. And the florals in Oud Monarch are beautiful. Very few people talk about the florals. The florals are top-notch. You know, that frangipani magnolia thing that he does in Oud Monarch is spectacular. Bortnikov is a wizard with florals. Woozy says Oud Maximus 2020 is the best rose oud I've tried. I also think it's better than Arise Ladore's Beauty and the Beast, but I don't think. Here's the thing, though, Woozy. I have changed my stance a little bit on the. I used to say Oud Maximus is the best rose oud that I own in my collection, but I've since backtracked a little bit on that. Okay, that's the thing. This is all subjective. You have the right to change your mind. Okay. Just because you say something years ago does not mean you have to be so stubborn to stick by that forever and ever. And I can tell you that I have come to the conclusion after smelling these two within the last couple months that I think these are better. This is Oud Zen, the original Oud Zen from 2017, which is damn impossible to find. I get it. It's a unicorn. I don't even have a bottle. I just have this decant. But this is unbelievable. And Chinese oud. I would take both of these as just pure out and out ouds over, I think, Oud Maximus 2020. And then I'd probably stick Oud Maximus 2020 in there right beneath these two. Outre Fresh, that's a favorite of mine. I stocked up duck style. Good move because it's gone. When's the Russian Adam and Bortnikov collab happening? Probably sometime this year, probably in the next 6 or 8 months. Hermes Voyage has been completely obliterated by Terre. It's like that perfume never existed. Yeah, I know what you mean. No one talks about Voyage anymore. I have the Parfum. The Parfum is good. I like it. You know, Voyage has that sandalwood. So if you know Jean-Claude Elena's work in, let's say, Equipage Geranium, how there's this kind of whirlwind sandalwood that kind of comes to play in it, you'll smell something slightly similar in Voyage. He created some amazing sandalwood. I don't know how he did it, but however he did it, with a, you know, synthetic sandalwood, it's absolutely beautiful. The sandalwood in Voyage and the sandalwood in Equipage Geranium are both just top notch for a, you know, I mean, obviously they're not going to compete with something like Santal Galore, which was in my video today on the musks, the real musk fragrance. But also there's real Mysore sandalwood in there and all kind of other expensive ingredients in Santal Galore. But for a house like Hermes to put, you know, not talking about the Ensars and the Arise Ladores and Bortnikovs, but the, you know, niche houses like Hermes, you know, Jean-Claude Elena's creations were out of this world. Thank you, Vlad. I'll check it. I don't want to check it on the stream, but I'll check it right afterwards. Mousse is good. Mousse is good. If you are a fan of tobacco, like I am, yesterday I did that video on Santa Maria Novella's Aqua de Cuba, and I said that was a really good tobacco fragrance, and it is. But if you're a fan of tobacco and you don't like sweet tobacco like me, well, I like some sweet tobacco fragrances, but you don't like sweet fragrances like me, I should say, and you like your fragrances dry and bitter sometimes, this is the holy grail tobacco for you right now, if you can find it. This original bottle of Tabac Vert. Now, I haven't smelled the new stuff, so the new one may be just as good, but I have heard bad reformulation potential with this house because they started, you know, when they switched to the new caps, apparently they became IFRA compliant, or they were always IFRA compliant. They just never, I don't know what the story is, but I've heard some people say that the newer bottles are not as good. I don't know from experience. I've never done a side-by-side, but I can tell you that this bottle is one of the best dry, green, unsweet, not a drop of sweetness. Like they just took a vacuum and vacuumed out every molecule of sweetness from this scent. It is beautiful. So vintage smelling, so old school, so masculine. You know how Creed says that, what's his name, wore Tabarome Millesime or Tabarome Winston Churchill? Bullshit. This is fucking Winston Churchill to me, man. Tabac Vert. I'm even kind of liking what Wolfsbane's drying down to still. This is a good sign. Very good sign. Yeah. I haven't smelled the original Voyage, the EDT, but the Parfum is good. I actually think the best Bortnikov overall is L'Exquise. The only thing is I already own a few other Flora Gourmands. Yeah. L'Exquise is very, very good. I did a video on that within the last month or two. Ottoman Empire is the running for me as the best rose oud, real oud that it is. That's another one you could add to the list. I'm sorry. You're exactly right. I think I would probably put Ottoman above Oud Maximus as well. It's like a fine Spanish soap. It is. It's very good. Did you like Santa Sangria? I haven't smelled that one, Woozy. No, that one I have not smelled. So I prefer it not too sweet. Never tried that one. This one's very, very good. If you like sweet, check out Derviche. I struggle with this one because of how sweet it is. The first, I don't know, 2 hours maybe, I almost have to hold my nose. It's like sweet. Speaking of tobacco, though, this is a good Middle Eastern style, like saffron, tobacco, jasmine. Gives me a headache though because of how sweet it is. I really have to watch my sprays with this one, and many a times I'm not in the mood for that sweet thing. But and then of course probably one of my favorites from the brand is Chypre Siam, one of the best Chypres I think you can buy. Value for money is through the roof. Kind of reminds me a little bit. Someone sent me a sample of Coty's Chypre. I don't know from what year. I have no clue how old the bottle is, but this kind of will get you in the ballpark of Coty's Chypre. Have you tried L'Homme M. LaCroix by? No, I have not. Should be a full natural leather, so I'm guessing how he created the accords without synthetic. Not even isobutyl quinoline. Cassia birch tar and labdanum, I suppose. No, I have not tried that one. I would like to, but no, I haven't. All right, so Wolfsbane's a winner. Let's try this Ierofante. Yes, okay, so that is that. So a lot of people have been telling me about reformulations with Rogue, and if you look at these old Rogues, that's what real Oak Moss Absolute does to a scent. Like, look at that. And actually, oak moss was one of the ingredients that Russian Adam sent to me. He sent me real oak moss Absolute, and the color kind of makes it look like this. And so you can tell the new ones do not have this dark color at all. Oh, this was so good, though. It's a shame that he ended up bowing down to IFRA. And his story about, oh, we were always IFRA compliant. You know, the whole point of the house was that they were rogue. They were a rogue house that didn't follow IFRA. That was the whole point of the house. So then to kind of backtrack and say, nah, we were always IFRA compliant. I didn't like that at all. After he did that, I didn't buy a single scent. After that, I was done. He lost me there. Iorfante. Okay, here we go. So this is kind of cool. They've got it broken up into acts. So act number 1 says suede, gasoline accord, and nutmeg. Act number 2 says liftoff. Act number 1 says ignition, suede, gasoline accord, and nutmeg. Act number 2 says liftoff, smoky, leather, styrax, and pyrogene. Act number 3 says arrival, golden, amber, cashmeran, vetiver. And this is a creation by Luca Maffei, who's been getting a lot of play lately in the community. Okay, here we go. Come on, baby. Please be good. Please. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. As a leather lover, this may just take over Wolfsbane. Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's a gasoline leather, is basically what it is. No fucking around, just a straight up gasoline leather. Yeah. I mean, that's just now for those of you new to my channel, if you are not a regular follower of Channel Ram, I will tell you that leather is an easy sell for me. Okay. So most of the times I'm going to like a leather scent. Yeah, most of the times I'm going to like a leather scent. So if you're not a true leather lover like I am, you may kind of pick pieces apart that I give passes to. But I really like this. This may be my favorite from the brand now. This is exactly what I was hoping it would be. I can see why Persola's put this as top 10 in 2022. Yeah, this is it's just my kind of fragrance. It's just a straight out. I mean, if you like, if you like Fahrenheit, this is right up your alley. This is a gasoline leather. Now, it could be argued that if you already own a bunch of bottles of Fahrenheit, like I do, there's no reason to go buy this. And that may be an argument that you may have a tough time winning. Let's see what the notes are. Iorfante. Okay, Iorfante from 2022. Luca Maffei, suede fuel. I already read them to you. Suede fuel, nutmeg, styrax, smoked leather, amber, cashmeran, and vetiver. All right, let's see what the website says. So the website says this is an Extrait de Parfum at 22%. This is the strongest, I guess, fragrance they make. It's also the most expensive at $235. So I thought Wolfsbane was expensive. This is the most expensive. This perfume is certified vegan. That's weird. Take a rocket to the stars within. So the rocket's running on what? Hydrogen. Suede, gasoline. I already read that. Let's see what the let's see. What do thought maybe they would have some stuff said. There's literally nothing said about it except for take a rocket to the stars within. Okay. I've meant to pick up Chypre, Siam, Waitlist, Purgatory. Yeah, I've got stuff like that too. Don't worry. Don't worry, we all do. Versace Dreamer actually has a tobacco flower note in it. So it has a very similar note as Wolfsbane. The Dreamer is just, those white musks sometimes get to me, at least in my bottle. In my bottle of the Dreamer, which is the modern one. The white musks are so 90s. They're so... There's this laundry mat vibe in the opening that can really put people off, and it does kind of put me off. It's not my kind of tobacco. I'd wear this. I'd wear Tabac Vert over the Dreamer all day, twice on Sunday. Musk Habib is gone too, brother. You got to be shitting me. You have to be shitting me. That is terrible news. So 3 of my favorite Bortnikovs are just slashed. He must be redoing the whole thing. He must be just making room for the new stuff coming out. Yeah, that was the whole point of Rogue, is that they didn't follow IFRA, so they could make stuff like this, you know, because since they didn't follow IFRA, they could make a Chypre with a proper amount of oak moss like they used to do back in the day. So his whole thing about, oh, we've always been IFRA compliant is, I think it's bullshit, personally. You know, I mean, what was the whole point of the whole, oh, we're Rogue and we don't follow IFRA thing from the beginning? That was the whole selling point, if I remember. Shows you can do good oak moss with new IFRA compliant oak moss. Absolutely. This is true. This is true. I'll agree to that, Woozy. Glad I got my bottle today, Sonny. That is crazy timing, Billy. You're welcome, by the way. You owe me a beer if you're ever in Texas. What did I miss? We're just going through the last 2 Parfums Cortanas that we didn't do yesterday, and they were both awesome. So, you know, all of yesterday's Parfums Cortana's fragrances were kind of meh. I saved the last 2 the good ones for today. As instant, my 2 favorite from the brand are now these 2: Wolfsbane, which is kind of this green red. Pardon me, it's almost like this green fig, absinthe, woody, benzoin-y, like this resinous floral green castoreum fragrance. It's crazy. I love it. I'm digging Wolfsbane. And then we get to the new one, the Ierofante. And it's just a straight up a gasoline leather. Just no fucking around with Ierofante. This is just in your face gasoline leather. And I dig these kind of scents. So this is an easy sell for me. The Styrax makes it slightly almost like waxy, right? Think of like wax paper. You ever like put wax paper down and then you put like cookies on top or something, and that wax paper gives that, you know, thin waxy feel? That's almost what Styrax feels to me in a composition. This is good though. This is good. $235. Is it 50 mils for $235 good? No. I would say no. At discounters, if you can find it for 150, 130, 150, yes, for sure. Do you need it if you already have Fahrenheit? No, probably not. But do I want it still? Yes. Yes, I do. This is good. This is just my kind of fragrance. Feels like there's some spices coming through now. What did I say? Nutmeg. There is nutmeg in here. This is really good. You know, and even the smokiness is not too much. You know, sometimes if the smoke gets too black, excuse me, sometimes if the smoke gets too black, it starts to almost come across like corrosive, like acidic feeling. Like I don't like it when the smoke gets super black smelling. Here there's something clean burning about it, almost like jet fuel. You know what I mean? There's this jet fuel cleanliness to it. I really like that. That is good. So the 2 Parfums Cortanas that we saved for today were winners, Abe. Yep, I'll agree with that, guys. I will agree with that. It's still on my to get a full bottle list, but I've got my thick decant that I've been working through. Oh, it's so good, though. What a beautiful creation. Only problem is the atronal that removed from oak moss is still a key for its smell, but I'm sure good perfumers have found workarounds with that also. Yeah. Yeah. I think you guys both bring up good points. I could not argue with that point, GMG. I could not argue that point at all. I think you're spot on, mate. I think you are spot on. I think when his whole thing was we're non-IFRA compliant, there was a selling point. You know? Yeah, I mean, I almost want to buy like a modern Chypre Siam just to show you guys, just to be like, look at this. Because the new ones do not look like this. Good morning, Dushan. Welcome, my friend. Some vintage can be cheaper, absolutely. Good morning, indeed. Good morning, Juro. Gasoline leather style is needed in perfumery. Beautiful scent. Yeah, man. This is really, really good. And like I said, there's almost something, I was about to say violet leaf, but again, violet leaf brings you back to something like Fahrenheit. And then to make matters worse, to make matters even worse against getting a bottle of this for me, is I have what I consider to be one of the most slept on violet leaf gasoline scents of all time. And that's Portrayal Man by Amouage. Fucking violet leaf opening. And this is, oh my God. I mean, just 5-star 80s opening, just, you know, gasoline, you know, vintage Fahrenheit opening in this bottle of Portrayal Man. Like you wouldn't believe. No one talks about it. Very few people talk about how good Portrayal Man is. I will tell you, I got this when it came out originally. So I got one of the bottles with the Portrayal Man here, not here. So I don't know what the new ones smell like, but this shit, you know, is, you know, I could wear either of these and be happy. And I know that's maybe a sin to some people who think Fahrenheit's the greatest fragrance of all time. And I think it's very, very good. But honestly, I could go either or when I want this feeling. So why should I spend $235 on this? That's the downside I have right now. Now, if I didn't own either of these, this would be I'd be buying it right now. I'd just be clicking buy. And I've got three bottles of this, and one of them is a 200 ml of Fahrenheit. So it's a tough sell. It's gonna be a tough sell for me, just because of my collection. But this is still good. I do like it. If this video helps anybody, you know, as far as making a decision on it, I'll be happy. Jubilation for women. A beauty, Dushan. Thank you for turning me on to it. I mean, hell, this bottle in my collection is sitting here because of you, because of the decant that you sent me, the samples. It's so good. It's so good. I'm glad Abe got a bottle too. Yeah, I'm glad you got a bottle of Jubilation for women, bro. This is good stuff. Hola, just woke up from a nap here, and it was good old live stream at the Ram Ranch. That's right. And a good start to the live stream too, with how shitty yesterday ended. I was kind of worried starting with these Parfums Cortanas, but they were both hitters. They were both good. So yes. We're starting out right, Nikki. Showed a coworker OG Fahrenheit and Cool Water. He was blown away by the difference to what's out today. At least Fahrenheit is still decent. Fahrenheit is still decent. Yes. They've come out with some new captive molecules. I think that they've been able to make the current Fahrenheit smell like the OG Fahrenheit. I'm a fan of Mysterious Oud too, but I would put it as like a second tier compared to the Oud Monarchs and Oud Maximuses and Lao Oud personally. But I think Mysterious Oud tries to go down this Oriental with Oud vibe, which I've said it before. You can get Ajmal 1001 Nights for Oriental Oud. You know, there's just, hell, sometimes when I'm in that mood for an Oriental, I'll just wear Opium for women. You know, it actually satisfies me just as much or more than Mysterious Oud. So which Xerjoffs are we doing today? Today we're doing Naxos and Mefisto Gentiluomo, which I assume is just going to smell exactly like Silver Mountain water, but we'll see. We'll see. And then we still have 6 Xerjoffs to go. So there'll be another stream at some point completely dedicated to Xerjoff again, which is just what we need, right? But then we will have knocked out 20 Xerjoff fragrances between these 3 streams. 4. So yes. When you smell Harrods and Selfridge's money, you have to follow Ifra. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean, Raquette, but still, I mean, you don't have to, but yes, money talks, bullshit walks. I get it. Hey, Joseph, welcome, man. Good morning, Christoph. Yes. Is it a work day there in Germany? We have a holiday here on Monday for President's Day. Remember when Kafkas got into beef with MDCI and they claimed Chypre Palatin was badly reformulated? Yes, there was an entire beef about that. And actually, Russian Adam left me a voicemail saying that his buddy bought him a new bottle of Chypre Palatin. And the color was clear. It wasn't like this color. And he sprayed it and kind of set it aside. And he was like, dude, this is weak. This is reformulated. Then he came back to it later and he was like, the color changed to this. He's like, I sprayed it again. He's like, it was perfect. It was Chypre Palatin, exactly how I remember the vintage. And I was like, damn. He's like, I don't think it's been reformulated. I think people just need to get some air into their bottles. And I was like, really? So yes, interesting, little interesting tidbit. Maybe he was right, defending his brand. Do you know if new frags will mature and become stronger and more complex? Well, it is true that as air gets into the bottle, the fragrances do become stronger. Sometimes you got to get some air into the bottle, but you know, will the new cheap, weak ass Tom Ford Oud Wood turn into the Oud Wood from 5 to 10 years ago? Probably not. But will it get stronger than it is today? Probably. I think Thierry Vassar got around it with the new Mitsuko. I haven't smelled the new stuff. Portrayal Man. That gasoline opening is just, man. And, at first when I smelled this, I was like, what the fuck, Christopher Chong? Like, what is this? This is not an Amouage. What is this? And then you can see the dent I put in it, and it took me a long time to figure this one out. Like, it wasn't until I got down to here where I was like, okay, I think this is legit. And then these last 5 or wearings or whatever it is, I've been like, it's just been like pure love, like pure out and out love. Yeah, I think Kafka's pretty much retired from her blog. I think Overture Man for $230 full bottle is fair. One of the harder Amouages to find. It seems fair nowadays. I mean, that seems like a lot of money, but is it the one with the Overture on the front or on the collar? Overture for $230. Where is Portrayal Man and Woman discontinued? I have no clue. Late Night Ram, that's right, because tomorrow is a holiday here in the U.S. $230 shipped, I'd buy it. I have a buddy selling his, decided he doesn't like the cumin note in it. A selling point for me, the cumin in Overture is fantastic. Amazing. Yeah, $230 is fair, for sure. Jump on it. Jump on it. Jump on it. You think a bottle of Bortnikov Oud Monarch 2020 will be worth a lot of money in a year or so? I have no clue. I mean, I guess it depends on if he comes out with a Oud Monarch 2023. If he doesn't come out with an Oud Monarch 23 or 24, those bottles of Oud Monarch are going to skyrocket. Indeed. Yeah, it's a normal work day. Unfortunately, I have to go now. Thanks, man. Thanks for dropping by, Christoph. When I bought my Chypre Palatin recently, it was fairly dark out of the box. Interesting. Very interesting. And it wasn't sprayed. Now testing La de l'Exquise in left hand, and in right I have War and Peace 2. Now I cannot smell anything. Oh, I know. Those are two beasts, aren't they? They're fantastic. You have two of some of my favorite fragrances. I love both of those. So stable it won't age the same way as the stuff from the past. That's a good point, Woozy. That's one of the biggest, actually, reasons why these big houses want to go the synthetic route is they can make the same bottle over and over again with less batch variations. Synthetics allow them to do that. I really want a vintage Chypre Palatin. Yeah, there's some truth to the whole put some damn air in the bottle trick. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've never smelled the Thameen, Billy. But now that Christopher Chong is over at Thameen, I want to smell all of their stuff. Maybe he can find out what a fanboy I am and send me the entire line. Tell him to just send me all the bottles like Roja does for some of the other houses, some of the other YouTube reviewers. They just get the entire damn line at once, you know? They better with time. I wait at least 1 month before wearing any new ones. You mean you spray them, like kind of let some air in the bottle and then wait a month, GMG? You've got patience, brother. These are both good. These are probably the two best Parfums Cortanas. So yes. All right, let's check out this new brand. So this is a brand. Should I start with Elisire Extrait, Elisire Noir, or Extrait Noir? Sorry, GMG. Extrait Noir. Should I start with Extrait Noir or should I start with Desired? Desired or Extrait Noir? Someone send Ram Navitas. Yeah, just go ahead and leave the cash in the backyard, will you? Just leave the pallets of the, $1,000 bills wrapped up. Just put them in the backyard. I'll send you my rate sheet. Have you guys heard about this shit? There are rate sheets, like literal rate sheets that the YouTubers send to the brands as far as how much cash they want to get paid to say good things about the bottles. Fuck them. If you have a rate sheet, you are the problem. That's all I have to say. That's crazy, FCM. Yeah, that's crazy. I have a 2016 bottle of Oud Wood, I think. I think I have a 2016 bottle, and it was fine. I mean, I didn't think it was anything crazy. I didn't think it was anything, but the way some people are talking about Oud Wood, like it lasts half an hour now. All right, I'm just going to start with, I'm going to go in order of when these were released. Let me look these up. So the house is called Elisire. So Desired came out in 2017, so we'll start there. So Desired's going to be left arm. All right, blind. So this is not just the first time I've smelled Desired. This is the first time I've ever smelled an Elisire fragrance. So you know that I've said this before, but whenever you get to smell a new house for the very first time, you're not just testing the perfume, you're also testing the house itself, what the ingredients are like, what the, how the compositions are, what the brands say about them. So let's see, first of all, Let's read the About Elisire. I dreamt of Elisire like a legend of perfumes, a cosmos of sensations, a stellar constellation in a remote place where it feels and smells like paradise, an extraordinary journey for the senses into the open, the grand, and the exotic. Perfumes of exception in high concentration, ores of magic and mystery, spacious and immersive, the infinite radiance of colors. Okay. Elixirs of desire. Seductive, irresistible, luscious, bold, rich, and profound, but most of all, luminous, elegant, and contemporary perfumes that have power to ignite desires. Created with the finest essences extracted from nature around the world, thanks to the most innovative technologies and the utmost attention to detail, developed with some of the greatest perfumers in the industry. The quality and richness of each Elisire composition is tangible. You can immediately sense, feel, and perceive it. There is a soul, a coloring, a luminosity, a refined structure that transforms into an aura of sensations with layers unfolding in time, offering delightful experiences from its diffusion to its development on the skin, the hair, and the clothes, leaving a delicate layered trail, giving birth to a distinctive personality. With Elisire, I wanted to tell the story of my love for fragrance and painting, driven by my fascination for nature, the world, the sky, the sun, the light, the stars, and the elements, but most of all, the miracle of colors and their impact on the sensorial and emotional spectrum. Color has a transcending power which acts on the body and the soul. Whether it is bright, vibrant, dark, or muted, alone, or interacting with one another, color relates to emotions in a direct manner. Rothko, one of my favorite painters, said, "It speaks all languages." So does fragrance. I envisioned Elisire's perfumes like a layered aura, rising colors inviting all senses to arise, gradual colored hazes like auras, the dawn, the dusk, particular moments where everything feels suspended, inviting contemplation and new promise. Welcome to the world of Elisire. Okay. Quite the little intro there. All right, let's see what Desired is. So Desired is 30 mils for $185. It only comes in a 30 mil apparently. And the top, well, let's spray this first. Desired. So thanks again, Shiva, for making this happen, by the way. Hope you're well wherever you are, brother. Desired. Lot of saffron in the opening. Huge saffron. Almost like I'm smelling, almost literally, almost like I'm smelling my saffron just straight out of the fucking bottle. That is a big saffron. Huge. Although I like saffron, so I can't say I hate it, but it smells of a Middle Eastern style, if that makes sense. If you hate Middle Eastern perfumes, you will not like Desired. I'll tell you that right now, right off of the bat. The saffron in this gives off a huge Middle Eastern vibe. And then to add to it, there's oud and rose and woods. Now, the cumin in it is what I think makes it more niche, less, probably less appealing to the average person. Let's put it that way. The huge saffron and the Middle Eastern vibe would maybe give it, more appealing now to people who see oud and Middle Eastern fragrances as, desirable for desired. Sorry for the bad pun. But the saffron or the cumin is going to make it probably more, Abe, as a cumin lover, if you've never smelled Desired, you need to put this on the list, man. I don't think I would buy a bottle, but I like it. I do like this. These have all been winners so far. So here's the note listing. Top is clove, cumin, saffron, and bergamot. Huge saffron and clove. Heart is jasmine, rose, carnation, cedarwood from Atlas, Virginia, cedarwood from Atlas and Virginia cedarwood, sandalwood, amber in the base, guaiac wood, tonka bean, bourbon, vanilla, oud, labdanum, and patchouli. And it says the perfumer is Philippine Courtier. Philippine Courtier. Why does that name sound familiar? Philippine Courtier. What else has Philippine done that I've smelled? I don't think he's done anything that I've smelled. I think this is the first Philippine Courtier fragrance I've ever smelled. Yeah, I don't think he's done anything I've smelled. Apparently, his most popular fragrance is from the House of Rituals, and it's called Oriental Essence, Roy de Orient. Never heard of it. He also did a Whittian fragrance called Velvet Collection Delma. Never heard of it. He did Gold Fair and Mayfair for Atkinson's in 2018. Royal Incense from Oman Luxury. This smells like it could, this fragrance actually, interestingly enough, now that I mentioned those brands, Oman Luxury, Whittian, and Atkinson's, this feels like it could be kind of one of those. He also did a Middle Eastern fragrance for Roberto Cavalli called Divine Oud. And he did another Middle Eastern fragrance for Roberto Cavalli called Supreme Sandal. Maybe that one's not a Middle Eastern fragrance. He did a fragrance this year for Thameen called The Rose, or last year, I'm sorry, called The Rose. Never smelled that. It was a Selfridges exclusive. So he's been kind of popular lately, I guess. He must be a perfumer on the rise, I would say. Okay. So think, spicy Oriental, if you will. FCM says F Navitus. Yeah. I just, I guess if anyone really enjoys bashing videos, send me the Navitus brand. I'll bash the holy living shit out of it. Sorry, GMG. We're doing Desired first. Okay, let's do Desired. Is the whole rate sheet thing basically those that you expect it to be? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 100%. The usual suspects. They all have fucking rate sheets, dude. They're legit. I've seen them. People have sent them to me. Since you'll read this after sniffing, I'll give you my take. Desired is an Initio in disguise. This is better than any Initio that I've smelled, but yes, I know exactly what you mean. It is a Middle Eastern bomb of a fragrance. It is, I was going to say, this smells like a Spirit of Dubai. It smells like a, it smells like a Middle Eastern fragrance. Absolutely. Smells like a modern take on a Middle Eastern fragrance. I bet you the projection, sillage, and all the shit everyone talks about on this is huge. Yeah. A lot of amber woody type materials in here. These blurbs are absurd. Wouldn't you love to be the blurb writer one day, though? In a world far, far away, there was a man in his perfume. All right, he's here. Hey, Dev. Welcome, man. Dev has a channel now. Everyone go subscribe to Dev. Check out his video. Ooh, define the word good, men. Royal Incense is one of their best, in my opinion. Who's that? Sorry. I lost. You would like Royal Incense. Which one's that? Royal Incense. Royal Incense. Oh, Oman Luxury. All right, I'll put it on the to sniff list, mate. I've never smelled it, but I'll put it on the to sniff list. It's on the list. So someone says, or Parfumo says, that Desired by Elisire is similar to 8 and Bob's Egypt. Has anyone smelled Egypt? I've actually never smelled an 8 and Bob fragrance. But instantly Egypt starts off with lavender. So I don't think that would be true. There's no lavender in here. I mean, this just jumps right into the Middle Eastern style. Right into this, Oriental. Does he work for CP Parfums? Who's CP Parfums? Apparently Philippine Courtier is a she. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Miss Courtier. And just one letter short from being named after my country. Oh, that's good stuff. I did sample Desired and found it quite underwhelming. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I could see a group of people liking this. I don't hate it, but I think I'm a little bit past this style. Do you have any favorites from Xerjoff? Yes, my favorite from Xerjoff is Xerjoff Homme. Just Homme. It's leather. No surprise there, boys and girls. It's a smokier, heavy, thick, dense leather, kind of in the same range as Knize Ten. That's probably my favorite Xerjoff. I also really liked Richwood, but I want a vintage bottle, and I'll never give someone $700 for a vintage bottle of Richwood. They can F off for that. Egypt smells really nice, but doesn't last long. So this smells like it would last for a million years. This is Rich Mitch's Nightmare right here with Amber Woods. Yeah, that's what I figured. It didn't seem. Let's see what else Parfumo says Desired is close to. Oh, it says it's close to Side Effect from Initio. Okay, well, there you go. I think this may be one step up from an Initio. I think maybe comparing it to an Initio is a little bit harsh, but if GMG said Initio in disguise, okay, that's fair. I could see it being an Initio in disguise, yes. Maybe a fancy bow put on top, maybe a little, they put their hair up in the bow. They got the sparkly outfit on, but underneath it all, yeah, I could see it being an Initio. Yes, okay. All right. I mean, look at the sheen that it left on my arm. I don't know if you can kind of make it out, but I can still see just the sheen. I mean, it's a heavy, thick, oily fragrance. Okay, so Desired is the miss. So we're going to say that Extrait Noir is going to be the hit, GMG. Is this what you're telling me? Let me make a note of this. Extrait Noir, right arm. Not that I'll ever forget. If this is anything as powerful as Desired. Wow. My God, I swear that wood leather note just ripped into my nostrils and just completely ripped them out right there. Like it just shot off my arm and into my nostrils, just grabbed them and just raked the inside of my nostrils. Jesus, this shit is strong. Man, you can't miss. I mean, I was going to say you really can't miss that note in the opening, but the way that they blended it is different than Gucci Guilty Absolute, but you almost can smell that wood leather note. Let's pull it up. So this is Elisire Extrait Noir from 2021. Okay. That herbal green thing that's going on now mixing with it is making it seem like it's going in kind of a completely different direction. This is weird, GMG. This is a weird one, dude. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. But that whole thyme, eucalyptus, whatever herbal thing they've got going on here, mixing with that wood leather, synthetic is weird. And that lime opening with it is even weirder. It almost smells like you're smelling like a fajita or something that you just doused in lime, like you took the entire lime and just doused it on your fajita. That is very, very strange. Very strange, GMG. Yeah, the performance is brutal. The performance on these, man, the desired when you smell it after Extrait Noir is so sweet. Oh my God. So now the Extrait Noir is turning slightly smoky. So I still get some of the lime. I still get some of that weird, lime on fajita feeling, but now it's mixed with a little bit of smoke, and I'm liking the smoke that's coming through. Just, wait 10 years. Wait till you grow up a little bit, Dev. You'll love leather, bro. Naxos smells like a synthetic bomb. I actually have not smelled it. So this will be a first impression for me. Now let's see what they say about Extrait Noir. $185 for 30 mils. Again, only 30 mil in Extrait. Outre Noir. So the top is thyme, ginger, eucalyptus, and a camphor note. The heart is cinnamon from Ceylon, absolute lavandin, patchouli, saffron, geranium. The base is that wood leather note, benzoin, castoreum, which I don't get very much of, maybe a little bit of smokiness. Cistus absolute and vanilla, black sun, bewitching, mysterious, grandoise, aromatic herbs, beaming spices, vapors of patchouli, essentially black, rebel essence, radical and mystical, dark desire, magnetic look, deep and captivating. Eucalyptus and camphor interpose. Cinnamon and saffron heat up. Woods, balms, and luscious vanilla mingle with leathery and animalistic notes. An elixir of black absolute in a black mirrored bottle. Okay. The first couple minutes are kind of strange, GMG, but I'm liking what it's turning into, mate. I could see this turning into a really solid fragrance. That wood leather note is special. I mean, I like it in Gucci Guilty Absolute. I like it in Opus 11. And I kind of like it here. It's kind of like a utility knife. Just stick it in a fragrance and it's a winner. GMG says it wasn't love at first sniff to me as well. It's so peculiar. It reminds me of Unutamam in structure, not in smell, mixing old school with modern. Yes, I could see that. This actually, I think, does even a better job of mixing old school and modern. Unutamam smells. I mean, they're both weird. I don't think I would have connected these two, but they're definitely both weird. They're both strange, which I appreciate. I like strange perfumes. I've come to that point in my journey where I'd rather have a strange fragrance someone else would think is unwearable than the same old fucking pink pepper, vetiver, patchouli shit, See, boys and girls, that's why it's important to have a backup. Gifts. Billy says, I only own a few Xerjoffs, Ivory Root, Renaissance, and Naxos. Gifts from an ex. We're about to spray Naxos very soon, mate. Is that Nishane Lisboa, the one I just showed? No, it's Unutamam. GMG just brought up Unutamam. Unutamam is one of the craziest modern fragrances I've ever smelled. You have to like weird stuff to like Unutamam. It's like the easiest way for me to describe it is castoreum and caramel. So imagine a castoreum caramel fragrance, and you basically get Unutamam. Very weird, very strange. There are some green touches in here as well. It's not fair just calling it a castoreum caramel fragrance, but because there's some green touches in here, but it is weird. It's very strange. Wait, so did I come at the end tail? Did I come at the tail end of the stream or the start of it? Well, we're an hour and a half in, Dev. We are an hour and 31 minutes in right now. We've tested 4 fragrances now so far. I'll go back through them for you real quick. We tested Parfums Cortana Wolfsbane, which was a winner. I really like this. This is very, very good. This is also castoreum, but with some green, like fig. There's like this fig leaf absinthe thing going on, you know, with woods and truffle, and it's like a floral green castoreum. I was like, man, when I sprayed this, I was like, this is my favorite Parfums Quartana. From all the ones I tested yesterday, this is the best. And then we moved on to the last Parfums Quartana fragrance, which is Ierofante, which is basically like this dry, but almost like clean smelling in the sense that jet fuel burns clean, like a gasoline leather. And I was like, well, shit, this is my favorite now. But actually, these two are like dueling it out. I actually don't know if this is my favorite anymore. I mean, maybe Wolfsbane would still win because I have stuff that does this. I have gasoline leathers. I mentioned Fahrenheit before, just an absolute love for me. I've got multiple bottles of this stuff. But I don't really have anything that does what Wolfsbane does. So Wolfsbane might be, if I was going to buy one, it might be Wolfsbane right now. Now, if I didn't own Fahrenheit, and if I didn't own Amouage Portrayal Man, would I buy Iorfante? Absolutely. Absolutely 100% yes. Absolutely 100,000% yes. And then we tested Elisire fragrances for the very first time. And we've got this Desired. It's called Desired from 2017 on my left forearm right here. And it is a huge, this fragrance is gigantic. I bet you this stuff's going to last 20 hours if I don't scrub it off with an industrial hose first. It smells like it would last for days. It is huge, this huge candied Middle Eastern rose, like a candied rose with large saffron, almost like you just take this saffron bottle and just open it up and sniff it. Just saffron to the face in the opening. And this vanillic sweet oriental like dry down. I don't hate it, believe it or not. It's not something I would buy because I think I'm kind of past this, but I don't hate it. I think it's a step up from, I don't think it's fair comparing it to an Initio. GMG said it's like an Initio in drag or whatever. It is kind of like an Initio in disguise. You know, they've disguised it with a little better ingredients and stuff like that. But at its core, it's kind of an Initio. I get what he's saying. And then Extrait Noir is kind of the star of the Elisire show so far. And it is a black. It started off very strange. Like it started off like lime on a fajita. Honestly, that's the only way I can describe it. It's like lime and thyme and like these green notes that are very weird, like eucalyptus, camphor, ginger, thyme. So it's kind of aromatic, but it also smelled like you just took a lime and just squeezed it onto a fajita. And then slowly that weirdness started to kind of give a back seat to what now kind of feels like a smoky, dark leather, but in at the top, that weird eucalyptus camphoraceous lime is still kind of clinging on, you know, but it's kind of given way a little bit to that leather. And I like this stage of the dry down much more than the opening. The opening 15 minutes is weird. It's a weird opening. Agree with Min, but a good synthetic in my opinion. The thing I dislike about Xerjoff is a urine like something. Urine. Man, you want to smell some urine? I got some bottles of Koros from the 80s that you need to smell, Rockette. I've never gotten a urine note from Xerjoff. I usually get this disgusting sweetness. Yes, it has Lisboa printed on that bottle. Oh yeah, I mean, Nishane puts multiple fragrances in. Oh, you mean this down here? Nishane puts the puts different names of different cities that they. Don't worry about this. Worry about the Unutamam. Do you like any Nishane? Sultan Vetiver gets lots of hype. I like Sultan Vetiver. Yeah, I got a bottle. Sultan Vetiver's one of my likes. Luckily, as Rich Mitch puts it, the yawning amber wood in the dry down doesn't bother me. I like Sultan Vetiver. I also like Fan Your Flames. Fan Your Flames and Sultan Vetiver are probably my two favorites. I also did a video on Nefs. Nefs was okay, but I don't think you would like it, Woozy. I do? Yeah, I like Nishane. Almost always too sweet, yes. It is sweet. Cannot stand Naxos. I prefer something smells natural like Carnal Flower, even though I don't know if it is synthetic tuberose or not. I mean, that's one of the beauties of perfumery, though, Min, is that they can take, you know, a synthetic material and make it smell like the real deal if the perfumer wants to. And Carnal Flower is a Dominique Ropion. So, I mean, you're in the hands of a master there, mate. Good morning. Indeed. What's up, Anoush? The good old days. I remember those days, back when I actually cared. Do you smell the Castoreum in Extrait Noir? No. No. Very little. No, very little, GMG. A lot of, I would say more of that leathery, animalic, wood leather. Yeah, no. I would say I get much more Castoreum from Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane's a stunner, man. This one took me by surprise. Have you ever smelled fragrances from St. Clair? No. It's mostly BS niche. BS niche. I like that saying, Woozy. BS niche. That's yes, do like the stream. If you're so down for that, like the stream. It helps the RAM. I'm sure somehow it helps world peace, but I can't think of how right now. But tomorrow's President's Day, so Fragalanche. Okay, I'm sure that was loud on the microphone, by the way. That happened right next to the microphone. Apologies to all of your ears. If you're bleeding from the ears, do not send me any bills. I don't take doctor bills. Okay. Looks like everything survived. There's no liquid pouring from all. What do you think about the current Chanel Les Exclusives? Well, I don't have very much to say about the current ones, other than I have the current Coromandel and Eau de Parfum, and it's not bad. And I have the current Le Lion and Eau de Parfum, which, you know, whatever. I have a bottle that came out a year or two ago, and it's fantastic. And someone sent me a decant of Quai de Russie Eau de Parfum, so I'm going to do a comparison video between Quai de Russie Eau de Cologne from the 60s or 70s, Quai de Russie Eau de Toilette from the 80s, and then Quai de Russie Eau de Parfum. And we'll do a trio comparison video. That'll probably be the first of its kind on YouTube for Quai de Russie. The ghost of Rich Mitch just arrived. Oh, that's great. Fragalanche. The sample of Ambre de Coco I sprayed to bed is still going strong. I'll spray Nishane Ani as my scent of the day after this fades, you know, in honor of Ram. Why is that honoring me? Have you ever broken a bottle? No. But I've broken a decant, but I've never broken a bottle. Thank God. I did drop the shit out of a bottle once, and it was my Jubilation 25. I've shown this before, but I look at that nozzle. I don't know if you can see right here. There's a big dent, massive dent. I mean, it just hit perfectly. And luckily, Amouage, just like their scents, make a hell of a strong bottle. This bottle didn't even break a sweat. It was like, go ahead, drop me, Ram. I'll stay true to you. And it did. Still sprays and everything. He's done a EDC, EDT, EDP comparison. I didn't mean just a regular video. I meant a triple comparison on the Eau de Cologne, Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum. That's a tough one. Ambre de Coco is beautiful. Yep. Shouts out to Russian Adam, wherever you're at, brother. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Just because not many people have the juice to do a video like that. Yeah, I really like it too. I thought it was less challenging. Now I feel sorry for the guy who blind bought it during the live stream the other day. I mean, it's still really good, though. I mean, if you can get on with shit like this, Gucci Guilty Absolute, or shit like this, Opus 11, then this will be just right up your alley. I mean, there's nothing... I don't think there's anything here that is... I don't think there's anything here that would, you know, stop someone from liking it who likes these two. But the problem for me, GMG, is I already have full bottles of these two. So do I need Extrait Noir? And that's the problem I seem to be running into with a lot of stuff that I'm testing now, just because of the size of my... Just because of the size of my collection, I'm like, I like it, but do I need it? No. I mean, I have stuff that does that already. And so I guess that's kind of the problem when you get a big collection is in order to add a new bottle, it has to be either a backup of something I love, which I've pretty much backed up everything I love to the hilt, or it's got to be just out of this world, mind-blowing. And I don't think either of these Elisire fragrances are. God, this Desired is like candied sweetness. Oh, because I said I don't like Ani anymore. I mean, I go back and forth. Sometimes I think it's okay, and then sometimes I'm like, yeah, this fragrance sucks. And then when I try it again, I'm like, okay, I like it. It's okay. And then I'm like, yeah, what am I thinking? It really does suck. What do you think about MDCI? I love the brand from what I know about them. I don't own any full bottles. I only own samples like this. This is a 30 ml decant that I scored off a friend. This is Chypre Palatin. I think Chypre Palatin and Invasion Barbar are my favorites. They're also the only ones I've smelled. When I listen to Rich, my wife says the clanging of the glass makes her nervous. He does throw around some rare bottles, doesn't he? Rich broke a bottle. Actually, Rich broke a Scada Poron bottle, which is a rare bottle in and of itself. And there was a Nuge at the rescue. He broke a Scada Poron. He actually dropped a bottle onto the bottle. And it just, took the top off, and he lost like 40% of the juice. So he just salvaged what was left. And then a Nuge came to the rescue and sent him a new one. Thank God for friends like a Nuge. Which one? Ani. Excuse me. All right, let's do these. Let's do these Xerjoffs. My God, feel like I'm entering a world of pain. A top 100. You're not asking for much, Ming. Oh, I feel like I'm entering a world of pain with these Xerjoffs. All right, here we go. Xerjoff Mefisto Gentiluomo coming right up. But I like Amen Pure Havana. That's the only thing, Woozy, that makes me think maybe I'll like Naxos. Mefisto Gentiluomo. All right, here we go. God, bicep spraying is brutal. Just fucking Silver Mountain water. It's just straight up. It's just not even, they don't even try to hide it. It's just straight up Silver Mountain water. I mean, I don't think I could even tell a difference. I don't even think I could tell a difference. It is straight up Silver Mountain water, just 100%. Maybe a little bit more of lime or something in this than what I remember from Silver Mountain water. But I mean, just the slightest bit of lime. Is it lime? Let's see what Parfumo says. All right, so it says lemon and bergamot. So maybe just a little bit more lemon and bergamot. Lavender, iris, rose, violet, amber, cedarwood, and musk. I mean, it just smells exactly like Silver Mountain water. Exactly like. Are there comparison videos of Silver Mountain water and fucking Gentiluomo? Well, not Silver Mountain water, fucking Gentiluomo, but Silver Mountain water and Gentiluomo in like a comparison video. Because God, this seems like a just straight up, no holds barred, just complete rip of Pierre Bourdon's work. Just maybe they added one note and just put it out there. I reckon if I enjoy Ani, I would adore Vanille Havana. Vanille Havana is much better than Ani, in my opinion. Heck yeah, I've done a note of tobacco video, Sonny. It's on my not a top 10 list. I know, right? My local store still has an aged vintage tester of Naxos, and it smells a lot deeper. Interesting. Ask if you can buy it. I really don't get the Ani hype. It's vanilla mixed with vanilla with a touch of vanilla. and some ginger. Don't forget the ginger. Contact Amouage through regular WhatsApp or business WhatsApp. Didn't know there were two. Only downloading to contact him. I honestly didn't know there were two either. I just write them on regular WhatsApp. So, Amouage, do you ever? I didn't even know there was a business WhatsApp. Also, is the perfumer's last name Maurice or Carbonell? Swear he uses the surname interchangeably. He does. I'm pretty sure he does. You mean Chris Maurice, right? Do you mean Chris Maurice? Chris Maurice and Christian Carbonell are the same person, dude. Yeah, Chris Maurice, yeah, he does use them interchangeably. They're the same person. But I heard the performance was way better than Silver Mountain Water. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when you have a big collection, you just reapply. So performance never really bothers me because I just reapply. Yeah, it gives Pierre Montal vibes. Yes, it does, right? With the name change, absolutely it does. Naxos isn't that good when smelling up close. The trail, though, is actually nice. Interesting. Which one's that? Bergamot 22, you mean? I've never smelled that, man. Evening Interference. Silver Mountain Water metallic effect makes it more interesting than Mefisto and Mefisto Gentiluomo. Someone recently, I think, left me a comment saying they like Gentiluomo more because it doesn't have the metallic effect, that inky metallic vibe. Do you perfume your house with something, whether it's diffusers? I mean, I have some candles and stuff, but I don't really. Sometimes I don't like to light them because I don't want it to compete with me. I want to fucking perfume my house wherever I walk. At least Chris Carbonell Maurice is an actual perfumer. Oh, burn, Woozy, burn. Yes, Sonny, he has. His wife wore Guerlain vetiver today. It smelled different, but great on her. Nice. I bet Guerlain vetiver is a great scent for a woman to wear, Antonio. Doesn't turn sour, unlike silver. So I sold my 4 ounce of Silver Mountain Water. I would sell mine to someone that wants a bottle, but they don't really care that the juice is turned a little bit in the top. Once you get past the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's not the worst. But man, that sour, rancid thing in the opening is bad. I don't know why creeds turn so fast, but for a bottle collector, I would sell this. Although maybe I shouldn't, since Amouage fucking took it off my order. I should probably keep it just to show it on the channel. Shouldn't sell something that I ended up getting because it was turned for free. It's not very above board. Is Chris Maurice Spanish? For some reason, I think he may be. Where did I see kind of a review on him or like a interview? I think so, Min, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know why he switches it up from Chris Maurice to Chris Carbonell. A lot of perfumers do. A lot of perfumers have this like weird pseudonym thing going on. So since you've done a tobacco, where would you place Tabac Doré? To me, it's the most authentic tobacco note I've smelled. You mean Bortnikov's Tabac Doré? Apparently Sonny does mean Tabac Doré. Yes, well, it is one of the most realistic tobaccos I've ever smelled too. Very high, but I don't think I don't remember if I included it in the list because I think I didn't include samples when I ranked them, but I don't know. I'll have to go back and look, Sonny. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Too many videos, bro. Yeah, a lot of Xerjoff's clones are better performers than the original counterparts, hence why I own Escal, which is a Jicky Shalimar Parfum clone. Are you fucking with me, Woozy? Tabac Doré from Bortnikov, Sonny. Tabac. Tabac More Doré. Damn spell checker. But the current Richwood is so bad, much worse than Coromandel. Yeah, that's why I said I would buy a vintage bottle, but I don't want to pay what people think their vintage bottle of Richwood is worth, you know? I bet we'll never see the Ghost Perfumer book about Mancera. They prefer to remain ghosts. Yes. You mean you don't think that Pierre Montal is back there actually blending the scents up with a blender back there? What do I think about Francis Kirkjohn and Dominique Ropion fragrance style? I don't know how to answer that, man. I mean, Francis Kirkjohn, I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't like his style. He uses too much musk. Dominique Ropion's a master. Do you have any Sultan Pasha Atars? I'm curious about him and want to order the drop set. Someone gifted me a sample of an Attar that was never released to the public from Sultan Pasha. It was actually a prototype Attar. And it's beautiful. I mean, I must admit, I'm not the biggest Attar fan, but I could see how if you smelled this, you would turn into a Attar lover. But for me, I like to spray. It's part of my ritual. If I don't spray, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like I feel like something's wrong. I'm a very routined person. As you can see with the streams, we've been knocking them out. Nope. Look it up. People say it smells like those two. More Jicky than Shalimar. But you would own that over fucking Jicky, Woozy. Over one of the greatest fragrances of all time. You're telling me you would prefer to own a Xerjoff over a Guerlain. I don't know about that one, man. Min says the Attars do not project. Honestly, I don't know. I don't wear very many Attars, so I can't speak to it. All right, well, let's see if this Naxos is any better. I made this decant myself off of a bunch of Lucky Scent samples. I hate those little dabber things Lucky Scent sends. Here we go. Pray for me. Look like a drug addict sitting here. Yeah, it's sweet. That's really sweet. Ugh. This is no good. This is no good. I mean, why would you just not own this? Why? Why would you just not own this? What does this bring to the table that makes it 4 times the price of this? Other than lavender. Other than some fucking lavender. Maybe I just need to get used to them. No, I own Jicky. Okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying. Okay, that's fair enough, Woozy. I thought you were saying you would own the Xerjoff over Jicky or Shalimar. I was like, whoa, take a step back there, brother. There's no way that Xerjoff smells like Jicky. He is the master of that fucking white musk style. I can't stand it. I hate it. I despise it. Although, to be fair, he has made some fragrances I really like Ciel de Gomme. I really like. He made Narciso Rodriguez for him, Eau de Toilette, and I like that. He made Absolute Pour le Soir. I don't mind that. It's not bad. It is loud. It's loud and sweet. I don't like it. I don't like it as much as Pure Havane. I would just wear this, to be honest with you. And this is freaking sweet, but I like this. It's got that Amen DNA that I like more. It does have lavender. It's the only extra thing it does. That's all Xerjoff does. They just fucking add lavender to everything. Isn't 725 basically what you described? Yes, that new 725, yeah, apparently it's just a white musk. It's only good in the deep dry down. Okay, I could maybe see that. I could see this getting better once this sweetness burned off, but Jesus, this... I think I would rather wear the Desired by Elisire. Honestly, swear to God, right hand to God, I think I would rather wear Desired than Naxos, which is a shocker because I thought with the Naxos being a tobacco that I would like it more. I don't. Oh, the sweetness is so juvenile. Oh. See, but I do like Pure Havane, so I'm lucky in that sense. Oh, that is a good one. That is spot on, GMG. That's exactly what he does. That is exactly what he does. Hey, Jimmy. Thanks, man. Appreciate you stopping in, bro. It's good to see you. Hope you're well. I've never smelled Oud Satin Mood. I do like Oud Eau de Parfum, just the regular MFK Oud. I've got a bottle of that. It is very, very sweet. So I will say this. As much as I hate these two Xerjoffs, these are the losers. The other 4 I don't hate. Wolfsbane is very good. Iorfante is very good. And Desired is maybe the weakest of the 4 that I'm saying are good, but I would still take it over an Initio. All right, I guess that's not high praise, but if you're going to wear this type of perfumery, I'd rather wear this than an Initio. And this Elixir Elisire Extrait Noir is good. It's going extra smoky now. I'm liking it. This black, dark smokiness, but you can feel that wood leather note that kind of will remind you a bit of Gucci Guilty Absolute. I don't think I would buy it because I would just enjoy wearing my bottle of Gucci Guilty Absolute. There's no reason, I don't think, to buy this. And that is what I found myself saying a lot lately once you get a big collection. That's right. Woozy's here. Welcome, Rachel. Yeah, yeah. I mean, just most Xerjoffs are just kind of shite to me, men. Rachel, Dev, checking in for a few minutes. Thanks for being here, Rachel. Hate it when a fragrance is shite in the opening and good in the dry out. Well, that's Xerjoff. Naxos, apparently. Oh, it's so sweet. Oh, God. It's actually making my teeth hurt. It's so sweet. I haven't smelled either, but I would guess the Chanel. Now that I think about it, why use a toothpaste recommended by dentists when they make a living off filling cavities and pulling teeth? Suspicious recommendation. Yes, it is, indeed. It's like what people say about One Piece. If you're familiar with anime, people always say it gets good after hundreds of episodes, but who wants to wait that long? Naxos smells like cheap bug spray. It in the opening, I could see that. Yeah, it smells very plasticky and cheap. Very Xerjoff style, to be honest with you. I don't like this. I don't like either Xerjoff today. Go figure. Xerjoff is the weak house. I would take Elisire, but actually the winning house is Parfums Cortana today. As much as I did not like the stuff from yesterday that much, these two today are bangers. I'm really liking Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane is very good, shockingly good. I was not expecting that. And even this one, Iorfante, it's kind of turning slightly sour now. Sour leather. I like it. Are you talking about Initio Privé? I don't know if Initio has a Privé line, but just Initio in general. Any Initio? Rachel, Nikki, Woozy? Naxos ain't good even in the dry. Don't worry. I'll be going to bed within the next, 20 minutes. So long day. Flew back from Chicago. Super sleepy, but definitely had to check in. Thanks, Rachel. Welcome back. Hope Chicago treated you well. Yeah, these two were shockers, Rachel. These two were shockers. I really like them. They're the best from the brand, I think. Wolfsbane might be my favorite from this whole 6 of them that I tried today. My least favorite is maybe God. What's worse, Gentiluomo or fucking Naxos? I can't decide. They both suck. Yeah, bring a decanter. Just bring the damn bottle. Just put the bottle in your bag and bring it with you. Or bring a decant. How many fragrances do you see yourself owning? What do you mean, Sonny? Like, would I sell some of my bottles? Or do you mean, how big would my collection balloon to over the next 5 years? Well, I've slowed down my buying substantially, and people are still sending stuff. Getting a lot of decants. I'm getting what I'm basically calling a free bottle. It's not a free bottle because I sent her decants back, but we're doing like a swap where I'm getting a bottle, multiple bottles actually. And so when you have a channel, it's just kind of growing this way, So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I probably would like to sell off some of the stuff I don't wear as much, but I like having it for reference. But some of the stuff I don't need, like Mancera Cedrat Boise, there was no point for me to have a bottle of that. I sold that off. That 24-hour scent story thing, which is one of the worst fragrances I've ever smelled. I sold that off. But I'm usually not someone to sell. You know, I'm usually someone to just kind of sit on my collection and let it go. You know what I mean? Like, so if I want to come back to something, it's there if I want to. Yeah, the others were quite floral. I did not like. I hated Digitalis. Oh my god, that was one of the. Digitalis was one of the worst fragrances I've ever smelled, ever of all time. Right? Fucking Wolfsbane, man. Wolfsbane is good, but so is this leather. I have so many leathers, but I don't really have anything that does what Wolfsbane does. It's good. Excuse me. Sorry to yawn in your face here. It is Beloved Woman, Memoir Woman are the two at the top of the list, along with Metallica from Guerlain, Jedi from Guerlain. Yeah, put those on the wish list, right? And you could add Wolfsbane to the list. I mean, Ram is going to be one of those who ends up with a whole custom built room in his mansion. I won't have a mansion. I mean, I'll spend all my money on perfume. That's what I'm saying. I just started watching One Piece because I felt the same way and it was good from the start. Oh, shit. No, I mean, do ever see yourself capping the number of bottles you want to own? Some people like to prune their collection. No, I was never a pruner. I was always one that wanted to come back to stuff later on. So even if I don't wear it, like this bottle of Wall Street, I haven't worn in like a year, but I love the fragrance and I know that I never want to part with it. And that's how most of my collection is. If I win the lottery, I'm going to have an entire house where each room is dedicated to a brand. So I'll have my Chanel room, my Guerlain room, you know, so forth and so on. Each room will have its own brand theme. Sold my Ultra Zest and Chergui Vintage last month. Ultra Zest I get selling, but Chergui Vintage. Oh, it's one of my favorites of all time. Don't mix it up with the real Wolfsbane. Yeah, that would suck. That would suck big time. That's fair. We'll see if you stick to that, Sonny, but that's fair. Well, most of the bottles go for $3 to $4 grand. Some of them 5 or 6. Some of them 10, depending on how rare they are. But no, it's rare. It's rare. That the problem is the price. I just can't justify it. If you won the lotto, there would be no more Metallica in the world left to buy. I mean, honestly, one bottle's good for me. It's 250 ml, though. That's the thing. That's right. Finishing up a stream. Yeah. We're about 2 hours and 15 minutes in. I'm yawning in everyone's faces. It's 12:45 here, but we got to test 6 fragrances today, so I'm happy about this. And some of them were winners, and all I can smell is this fucking desire just radiating off my skin. It is humongous. Oh, it's huge. I bet this feels like a fragrance that will last 24 hours on my skin. I love Frederick Malle, but I'm going for the older bottles, man. I want the old stuff, not the new stuff. Yeah, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Honestly, I don't plan my videos in advance. I know that sounds crazy, but I have no tomorrow. I have no clue what I'm going to do tomorrow. I always do something. I just don't know what till I do it. Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, I'm about to bounce too. So yeah, thanks for everyone for being here. Yeah, it was good sharing all this with you guys. I enjoyed it, even though some of them I did not enjoy, like the Daniel works 2 to 10. Well, tomorrow is President's Day, so we are off. So it's a holiday for me. Yes, it's getting harder and harder and harder to find, but yeah, I'm going for older malls. Yeah, man. Thanks for being here, Interference. GMG. I knocked the Elisires out for you. Thanks for pointing these out. Thanks to Shiva for sending them, and shout out to Joseph Cortana for sending me the little sample set. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna bounce. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Everyone have a good night. Like the stream before you leave. Lick the stream, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Thanks for being here, everyone. Peace.